Okay, you're being very strange. There is a public elliptical machine. He's using the litter box of the world out here. Hello, stranger cat.
From 1915 into 1925, everything here changed. We became a posh tourist destination for wealthy Americans, and the money flowed. Hey, life is good. But you know, nothing good lasts forever. And in 1926, we were hit by a major hurricane, Category 5, direct. More than 100 people were killed on that day. Thousands were left homeless. The wooden Mediterranean-style resorts that Carl had erected flattened. And then, of course, it was time to rebuild, but what happened? The world descended into the Great World Depression. And there was no money, and everything sat until the mid-1930s. By then, the economy was rebounding, the working class had gained some power, wages were up, working hours were down, the concept of the weekend was invented, and labor unions were negotiating for benefits such as pensions and something totally unheard of to the working class, holiday time, vacation as we call them in the United States. So now for the first time in their lives they could go on a vacation. It would not be cheap, about 1 month's wages for a 1-week holiday. And where do you think they wanted to go? Of course, the famous Miami Beach, because they had seen the magazine ads and the billboards. And yet, they didn't have a lot of money, so they didn't want mansions and resorts. They wanted small, affordable accommodations, and bingo. That's when this large collection of Depression-era Art Deco sprang up. Over 800 buildings in less than 1 square mile by less than 24 architects in less than 10 years. So if you do the math, there were over 100 building projects going on in any given day. It's quite a process. And you'll see that similar process in other parts of the world, usually in response to economic devastation and natural disasters. So in Napier, New Zealand, Mumbai, India, Tel Aviv, Chicago had a big fire. They will rebound, and the architecture will have a cohesive look. So that's what happened here. Art Deco swept Europe a decade or more before it came worldwide. It was not just buildings. It was household appliances, radios, washing machines. It was fashion, jewelry, automobiles,
Trains.
anything you could imagine. And it went from being a style for the rich to the style for the everyone. And while you will see large, posh Art Deco skyscrapers in the major cities built by rich governments and rich corporations, the Chrysler Building, Empire State Building, things like that, you won't see that here in Miami Beach because we didn't have wealthy corporations or big name developers. We had small local entrepreneurs that were building what? Small affordable accommodations for working class people. The style is similar throughout the world. A love of tripartite symmetry, 3-part design, and if you look here, you will see it. This is Beach Patrol. It was built in 1934 by Robert Taylor, and you see a strong center vertical with symmetrical horizontal wings. A, B, A construction. This little building will fold just like a book. Standard classic Art Deco. So you will see a very distinct, what they call Miami Beach or tropical deco. Advertising the beach. So this was built for Beach Patrol in 1934, and it's still used by Beach Patrol. And it looks like a little ship from all angles because it was the only building here at that time. And if you look at the front, the prow of that boat, the bridge, You will see a mast with nautical rigging, just like you see here. The ships of the day had curving air vents, like you see coming out of the flat roof. Tubular railing. A fenestration of windows. Fenestration just means arrangement. High and wide, because the captain is up there steering her out to sea. And then, of course, the unmistakable porthole-inspired windows. Nautical, nautical, nautical. You see how it wraps around the corner? That's an example of an advancement in Art Deco design that was following the age of aerodynamics. The early Art Deco was quite rectilinear and boxy, but in a few years it became curvaceous, and you see that there. And a much more streamlined, austere kind of style. And yet, let us not forget, again, where are we? Oh yes, Miami Beach. So on top of this rather streamlined, austere, formal building, they slap a fake lighthouse. Dade County pine, a wooden frame with a Keystone exterior. What it actually is fossilized oolitic limestone, sedimentary rock, sand, silt, Dead Sea life, bits and bobs of coral. It's not coral rock. Here we call it Keystone because it makes up the bedrock of all the islands all throughout the Keys, and it was quarried in Key West. They chose it because locally available, extremely durable, and what else? Come on.
Cheap.
Cheap. Cheap. Do you recognize it here? Remember I told you? Yes. They can make it look quite beautiful. And what they would do is they would cut it in a slab. They would fill in the holes with cement and then grind it down and treat it with color, paint, tints, dyes of some kind. And presto, poor man's marble. Inexpensive, durable, beautiful, and cheap. However, today, if you fancy this, buy marble, it's cheaper. Because this is a fossil, you can still see, and so it's protected. It's very difficult to source this anymore. Give a good look. You are rare to see marble around here. It's almost always Keystone. Okay, my friends, let's let these two vehicles go, and then we'll see if it takes across.
I missed you, Ban.